political ideology is a set of ethical ideals, principles, and doctrines that explain how society should function. These ideologies offer blueprints for different social orders and influence governments worldwide. Anarchism. Anarchism is a political philosophy that opposes all forms of hierarchical authority. Anarchists advocate for a stateless society based on voluntary cooperation. Subtypes include classical anarchism, individualist anarchism, and social anarchism. Classical anarchism. This is the idea that people should live without being ruled by leaders or laws, and everyone should work together as equals. Individualist anarchism. This type believes that everyone should be free to do what they want without others telling them what to do. Social anarchism. This kind focuses on everyone helping each other and sharing things fairly so that everyone has the same chance to be free and happy. Authoritarianism. This ideology rejects political pluralism and relies on strong central power to maintain control. Examples include absolute monarchism, dictatorship, and totalitarianism. Monarchism, governance by a monarch, often a king or queen, based on tradition. Dictatorship, a system where a single ruler wields absolute power without legal constraints. Totalitarianism, a political system where the state holds total authority over society and seeks to control all aspects of public and private life. Communitarianism. Communitarianism emphasizes the connection between the individual and the community. It suggests that an individual's identity is shaped by community relationships rather than isolated individualism. Subtypes include communitarian corporatism and mutualism. Communitarian corporatism. It's about different groups like workers, businesses, and others working together within the community for the common good. Mutualism. This is where individuals and groups support each other, leading to mutual benefits and a stronger community. Nationalism. Nationalism promotes the interests and culture of a particular nation. It aims for self-governance and sovereignty. There are two variants of nationalism like civic nationalism and cultural nationalism. Civic nationalism focuses on shared political values and citizens' rights to define national identity. Cultural nationalism centers on a nation's common cultural heritage and traditions to foster a sense of national unity. Libertarianism. Libertarianism emphasizes individual liberty and minimal government intervention. Subtypes include free market anarchism and proprietarianism. Free market anarchism. This is the idea that people should be free to buy, sell, and trade things with each other without the government getting involved. Proprietarianism. This means that people should be able to own things, like houses and land, and the government shouldn't interfere too much, just making sure that what's yours stays yours. Conservatism. Conservatism seeks to preserve traditional social institutions and values. It opposes rapid change and promotes stability. Subtypes include classical conservatism and civic conservatism. Classical conservatism supports the idea of maintaining established traditions and authority. Civic conservatism focuses on strengthening community institutions to improve society. Coporatism. Coporatism advocates organizing society by corporate groups based on common interests, such as labor, business, and military. Subtypes include economic corporatism and national syndicalism. Economic corporatism is a system where groups like workers and businesses negotiate decisions together within the state. National syndicalism is a belief in organizing society through syndicates or groups representing workers and employers instead of through strikes. Communism. Communism is a socio-political ideology advocating for a classless society where the means of production are commonly owned. Famous subtypes are Marxism, Leninism, and Stalinism, each with its unique approach to achieving a stateless, classless society. Marxism advocates for a society without class divisions, where the community owns all property and resources are distributed based on individual needs and abilities. Leninism proposes a political strategy where a dedicated leadership group guides the working class to overthrow the current regime and establish a socialist state. Stalinism represents a form of governance with strict control over society, focused on rapid industrial progress and the centralization of power. Fascism and Nazism. Fascism is an authoritarian ideology characterized by dictatorial power and suppression of opposition. Nazism, a form of fascism, incorporates a strong disdain for liberal democracy and parliamentary governance. Subtypes include neo-fascism and eco-fascism. Neo-fascism, a modern political movement expressing elements of authoritarianism, nationalism, and right-wing ideologies. Eco-fascism, an extreme form of environmentalism that advocates for authoritarian control to preserve nature, often targeting specific groups. Democracy. Democracy is a form of government where people have the power to elect their leaders. It emphasizes political equality and participation. Variants include associative democracy and majoritarianism, reflecting different approaches to democratic governance. Environmentalism. Environmentalism focuses on protecting the environment and promoting ecological balance. Subtypes like deep green environmentalism and free market environmentalism highlight varying strategies to achieve environmental goals. Identity politics. Identity politics revolves around political positions based on the interests of social groups defined by race, religion, gender, and other factors. It aims to address issues unique to these groups. Liberalism. Liberalism advocates for liberty, consent of the governed, and equality before the law. Subtypes like neoclassical liberalism and social liberalism explore different ways to balance individual freedom with social justice. Populism. Populism highlights the struggle between the people and the elite. It can take various forms, including conservative populism and social populism, each focusing on different aspects of societal division. Progressivism. Progressivism supports social reform and advancements in science, technology, and economic development. Subtypes like economic progressivism and techno-progressivism emphasize different areas of societal improvement. Feminism. Feminism seeks to achieve political, economic, and social equality of the genders. Waves of feminism, from the first to the fourth, have focused on different aspects of gender equality and rights. Socialism. Socialism advocates for social ownership and democratic control of the means of production. Variants like democratic socialism and revolutionary socialism reflect different approaches to achieving social and economic equality. And there you have it, every major political ideology explained in just 7 minutes. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the content.